Welcome to the Book Bungalow's virtual story time with Zeena Pliska, author of Hello Little One, a Monarch Butterfly Story. This is a beautiful book, and you'll see more of the inside when she reads it. And let me just add, the book is illustrated so beautifully by Fiona Halliday, who is Scottish, but she lives in Austria right now. It's amazing how authors and illustrators can come together from all over. I had an event last week, and the illustrator was from Iran. Yeah, so.
Well, I have to tell you, we're going to do a reveal on September 12th at a different bookstore, but we'd be happy to come back, the two of us. We just have to negotiate that. We have to negotiate the time.
Okay.
But yeah, we're gonna do a big reveal of us meeting.
Well, my name's Tanya Mills, and I'm the owner and manager of the Book Bungalow in St. George, Utah, Southern Utah's only independent bookstore offering all new books and a full range of events. While we're open right now and taking precautions, we're still doing our events virtually. We have a few copies of Zeena's book in our store ready for purchase, but you can also order it through our website. And I'll put the link for that in the chat box shortly once she begins reading the story. And I'll also post a link to her website. And we'll be sure to include both links at the end of our recording before we post it to our YouTube channel this weekend. And those of you who've registered will get all those links as soon as it goes live. In Hello Little One, a Monarch Butterfly Story, Zeena tells the story from the viewpoint of a monarch butterfly caterpillar who's amazed at the beauty of a creature she calls Orange. Orange is big and beautiful and graceful with magnificent wings, and the small caterpillar wants so much to look and be like Orange. Through the course of the story, Zeena takes us on a journey through the fascinating life cycle of a monarch butterfly, revealing the impact of a kind, wise role model, as well as the excitement of growing up. Zeena Pliska is an author and kindergarten teacher in the Los Angeles public school system. When she's not figuring out how to elevate the voices of children, she's working on social justice and climate change issues and traveling near and far with her own little one. How old is your child?
Well, she's not so little anymore. She's 18.
Oh, okay.
But she's still my little one.
Okay. She's joining us now from Los Angeles, California, and after she reads her story, she'll be happy to answer any questions you may have concerning either the book or transitioning from preschool to kindergarten to formal school in these difficult times. You can type those questions in the chat box or just wait till we open it up for questions. So I'm turning it over now to you, Zeena. Go ahead.
Okay. And I have a little song afterward also that I can sing with everyone. I'm going to turn this off because it can be a little bit distracting. So thank you so much for coming. I'm so excited that you're here. And I'm so excited to read my book, Hello Little One, a Monarch Butterfly Story. And as Tanya said, I wrote the words, I wrote the story, and Fiona Halliday she made the beautiful, beautiful pictures. So this is Hello Little One. Now I'm going to read the same way I read to my class. I'm going to look at the words for myself, and then I'm going to show you the pictures, because I find that if I try and read while I'm holding the book up, I get confused. I get lost. And so I'm going to read it like I read to my students. So this is Hello Little One, a Monarch Butterfly Story. Written by me, Zeena M. Pliska, and illustrated by Fiona Halliday. Coming out of my egg, I see green. I crawl from green leaf to green leaf, eating and waiting for something other than these green leaves. Everything is green. And then I see Orange. Orange is gigantic, and I am so little. Hello, little one. Sorry. Hello, I call out. Orange swoops down, 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 graceful and beautiful wings catch the wind. Then Orange soars up, 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 and away. One day, Orange lands to sip the sweet nectar from a nearby flower. I sneak a peek at those magnificent wings. Our eyes lock, and I stop munching. Hello, little one, Orange says. Me? Are you talking to me? I look down shyly. Yes, I see you watching me every day. I love your wings, I say. You know, you remind me of me, Orange says. Once I was just like you on this milkweed plant. I wish I was like you, I say. I want to fly over everything. I want to see everything. I want to know everything like you. One day you will. For now, enjoy eating. Enjoy the yummy green leaves, and off Orange flies. Flit, flutter, and swoop. Where are you going? I call out. I'll be back, Orange responds. When Orange returns the next day, I show off the interesting lines on my green leaf. I remember when everything looked new, Orange says. Orange shows me how to climb to the very top of the milkweed. Can you feel the wind push against you, little one? Orange asks. Is this what flying feels like? Almost, Orange says. And off Orange flies, flit, flutter, and swoop. I can't wait to fly with Orange. What is the world like? I ask when Orange returns. Orange says, the sunflowers are blooming, so big, so yellow. The jacaranda tree is bursting purple. The bougainvillea bushes are blossoming red, walls of red. All I've seen are these green leaves. I can't wait to fly with Orange. Where have you been today? I ask when Orange lands for a visit. I flew over a school today. The children were laughing and playing. I flew through a forest today. The trees touched the sky. I flew over the ocean today. The water went on and on forever. The only place I've been is this milkweed plant. I can't wait to fly with Orange. One day, Orange says, "You're not so small anymore, little one. Your life as a caterpillar is almost complete. You'll be a chrysalis soon." "And then I'll be able to fly?" I ask. "Not yet. Inside your chrysalis, you'll become a butterfly. Then you will fly," Orange says. I dream of how the wind will rush under my wings when I fly with Orange. We'll see so many colors in all the different places together, I say. My life as a butterfly is almost complete. I won't be here when you come out, Orange says. Can you wait for me? I don't think so, but you'll see how amazing it is to fly. But I want to fly with you, I say. I know, but I must go. We all must someday. Will you ever come back? I ask. No, Orange says gently. We say one last goodbye. Your life as a butterfly will be so beautiful, says Orange. And off Orange flies, flit, flutter, and swoop. It's time for me to become a chrysalis. In darkness, I transform. So many changes are happening inside. Coming out of my chrysalis, I look for Orange. I call out. Nobody answers. Orange is gone. My own new orange wings are tiny and crumpled. I can't fly yet. Unsteady, unsure, and alone, I wait. My wings are as wet as tears. Then I feel the wind push against me. I remember Orange and the day I climbed to the top of the milkweed plant. Finally, my wings unfold and dry. They are magnificent. They catch the wind. I am graceful and beautiful. I can flit, flutter, and fly. I soar high over the world. I see the children playing and the trees that touch the sky and the endless ocean. Then down below on my swaying milkweed plant, I see a tiny new caterpillar watching me. Remembering Orange, I swoop down. and land on a nearby flower. Hello, little one, I say. And that's the end. And on the back, there's a little bit of information. Do you want me to keep going, Tanya, about this?
For a little, yeah, just slightly.
A minute? Okay. So on the very back, there is the life cycle of the monarch butterfly. First, it is an egg. It stays an egg for about 3 to 5 days. That is a little bit less than a week. And then it hatches, it comes out. And it is about the size of your eyelash, really. And then it grows to be about this big and about that round. I don't know if you can see it. It gets to be pretty fat. It takes it about 2 weeks. So it's a caterpillar from 9 to 14 days. And then it is finished eating, and all it eats, the only thing it eats is milkweed. Or milkweed leaves, because the milkweed leaves are actually poisonous for other things, not for monarchs, but for other things. The milkweed plants are poisonous. And so when that caterpillar fills its body with milkweed, when it becomes a butterfly, the butterfly still has all that poison inside of it. And so it's a bright, bright orange, so that things that might want to eat it, like birds, they know that butterfly is not going to taste good, and that butterfly's got some poison in it. So they don't eat it. It's the way that the monarch protects itself. So when it's a caterpillar, it eats the milkweed leaf. And then it finds a place to hang upside down. It makes a little J. It's upside down and it makes a J. And then its skin splits open one last time. It splits open about 4 times when it's a caterpillar too, when it's growing. But it splits open one last time, and inside that, its body is this chrysalis. And it's bright green. It's about the color of my necklace. This is not a chrysalis, this is a necklace. But it's about the color of my necklace, and it splits open, and it stays inside that chrysalis from 8 to 15 days. So a little over a week to almost 2 weeks, or to a little over 2 weeks. And then when it's ready, the chrysalis on the outside looks black, and it looks like it's transparent. And so what you can see is it's black, and you can see the orange wings. And then it comes out, and it is a butterfly, and it gets to be a butterfly between 2 weeks and 5 weeks, which is a little over a month, unless it is part of a special generation. And that generation flies all the way from the north of the United States down to Mexico. And that generation lasts 9 months, but they don't all do that. Only the one generation that flies, that's gonna migrate down to Mexico and stay in Mexico during the winter. It's called overwintering. We're very lucky in Los Angeles. Sometimes they don't go all the way down because it's nice and warm here. So sometimes they stay, they don't make the whole trip, and they stay with us, and and so we get to see them all year long. So that is the life cycle of a monarch butterfly. And that is, this is what, if I took the jacket off, and this is what it looks like
cool.
underneath the jacket.
Yeah. Do they ever go through Texas on their?
I'm on several Facebook groups, and I believe they travel all the way down through the United States.
Yeah,
because I see people all over the United States posting, oh, it's spring and our butterflies came. So I think, like in places that are not Los Angeles, they're you only see them during the time that they're there. Mm-hmm. They're seasonal. Like I said, we're lucky in Los Angeles because I think we're close enough to Mexico that some of them just stick around.
Well, that was great.
Thanks.
And you've got a lot of comments here. They loved it. Beautiful
Aw, thank
story.
you.
Magnificent storytelling skills.
Thanks.
Do any of you have any questions you want to ask the author? If you do, type them in. Valerie said that's a good story.
Oh, thank you, Valerie.
Um,
Thanks, Brianna. Thank you, Emma and Clara. Hi.
that's my granddaughter and her cousin. I have a few questions.
Sure.
Oh, somebody wants to know, do you have any more books coming out? So you can talk about that.
I do. Actually, the first book I sold, which is coming out after, because it doesn't always work that it comes out when you think it's going to come out, is coming out either at the end of 2021 or the beginning of 2022. And it's called Egyptian Lullaby. It is a lullaby about Cairo, Egypt. It's kind of a love, my father is Egyptian, he lives in Cairo. And it's kind of my own little love letter to Cairo, Egypt. And my hope is that it will normalize how we think about Arab culture, and that it's not some exotic place. It's a place where people live and they work and they love and they, you know, they do all kinds of things. They eat and they go to work. So it's called Egyptian Lullaby.
Okay, Valerie asks, what made you decide to write a story about a caterpillar and a butterfly?
Great question. So I teach kindergarten in Los Angeles, and so most of our schools are very open. We don't have inside corridors for many schools. So you walk down kind of an outside breezeway, and the doors to go inside the classrooms are outside. They face outside. So I was walking from my classroom to the office, and there were some flower boxes, and so monarchs. The caterpillar eats milkweed leaves. The monarch does not. The monarch just goes around and is like every other butterfly. They drink the nectar from flowers. So they don't eat the milkweed leaves. They already have that poison inside of them. So I was kind of wandering, and like I said, I live in LA, and we are a butterfly way station, which means that we're a sanctuary, which means that we plant monarch food. We plant milkweed for the purpose of helping them to have a place to eat. And so we always have butterflies. We always have monarchs on our campus, always. I mean, they're everywhere. And so I was walking and I watched a butterfly. I just watched it and I wondered, what does that butterfly see? And what is that butterfly experiencing? And I just wondered, which is what I do a lot. I wonder a lot about a lot of things. And then I write about them. And so I wondered what it must see. And then I also was a little sad because I thought, oh, the butterfly is only probably going to be alive for 2 weeks because usually the butterflies, except for that one generation, usually butterflies only live for about 2 weeks. As a butterfly, they live for a longer time as an egg and a caterpillar and a chrysalis, but as a butterfly, they're only around for 2 weeks. So I just thought about that, and I went back to my classroom, and then I developed the story actually with my class. It was very long, and we made a play about it, and we performed the play, and parents brought orange fabric so that we could do a whole play outside for local elected officials. And so yeah, it really developed with my little ones in my classroom.
And is that where you came up with your backdrop here?
No, this is actually my pandemic backdrop. So these are wings that you can actually wear. And I bought them because I thought I would be going to bookstores to read my book to roomfuls of children. And I bought them to wear. But my book came out on May the 12th. Yeah. And by that point, COVID had already shut us all down. We stopped going to school on March the 17th. So we were already done. So I just hung it up, and it waits. My wings wait for the day that everything is open again, because we are not open in Los Angeles.
So your book came out when you were still in school, or had you already closed down school?
Well, we were in virtual school. My book came out during virtual school.
So you've read it to your class virtually?
You know, I got what's called it's called a fold and gather. It's a it's a paper version of what it's going to look like before you can, and so you fix, as an author, you fix everything. You say, oh, that word's not right. So they did, fortunately, they had sent me those in February. And so I was able to read it to my students in February. And so I didn't get a hard copy. I can't remember when I got the hard copy, but I don't think I have the hard copy yet. I think I read it to them, but I read it to them as a flimsy paperback version. And then we did some work around, they did some really beautiful stuff that I still have to animate that I haven't done yet. But
now you're in school again.
I am in school again.
Have you introduced your new students to this story?
I have not introduced my new students yet, because we came to school on Thursday and we came to school on Friday. We didn't come to school, sorry. We were in virtual school. And also during the summer, I did a lot of anti-racist social justice panels. So I really made a commitment that the first 3 to 4 days of school, not only the first 3 or 4 days, but I made a commitment to really start our year with stories about children that, with stories that centered children of color, as opposed to just starting with stories. I really made a commitment. So I read The Day You Begin by Jacqueline Woodson. I read Dreamers by Juji Morales. I will read, there's I can't remember the name, it's off the top of my head. So I'm reading these books first so that people really understand that there's a world of many different people, and that it's all, and I'm trying to really normalize diversity, because of course I'm in Los Angeles, and diversity is a very normal thing for us. And then I will, probably lean into reading all kinds of stories. But I really made a commitment this year to really, as a piece of that anti-racist education, really chose to read books that centered children who were African American and children of color.
I haven't
read my book yet.
Okay. I have maybe one last question before you said something about a song. So
it's a short song.
All right. Before the pandemic, what were the 3 greatest challenges you think young kids have in going from preschool to kindergarten? And how can parents help them the most?
So, it's actually funny that actually it's actually not the children that have the, I find that it's not the children that have to transition. It's really usually not. It's usually the adults that are, and rightfully so, because I was absolutely there as a parent. I did exactly the same things. I had exactly the same feelings. I mean, you were taking your child that you've been with for 4 years, and you know how they think, and you know when they need to eat, and you know when they need to go to the bathroom, and even if they've gone off to preschool, or even if they're in daycare, you know that those needs, those things are held in a sacred place, and then you send them off to formal education, which is this big, huge school that houses many big children. So I find that really what you see, and I'm not actually seeing that much of a difference in virtual learning, except families didn't send their children off. They're in their home. So I think the anxieties really are about coming into a much bigger place. I did end up blogging about this. I did end up writing about how that, I swear in the first 2 weeks, children, I don't know why, but they fall down and they hurt themselves. And I'm like, how is this possible? And I watched them.
Do you mean normally or during?
Normally, yes, normally. And I watch them. I mean, oftentimes I'll be standing literally 2 feet from them, and they will tip over. And I'm like, how did you tip over? But I realized, as I've had to think about this, because parents come back and they're like, wow, this is not safe. And I'm like, but it is safe. The child was literally standing right next to me when they tipped over. But I think children's bodies are starting to change around that time, around August, September. They're getting bigger. They are trying to figure out how to navigate around other children, which is not so easy. Like navigating around a lot of people is not the same as navigating around a few people in your home. They're navigating a bigger yard and a bigger apparatus and equipment. So there's this, I think safety is the transition, like feeling safe. And then I think that translates to children feeling safe, feeling like, are you going to like me? I mean, I'm the first adult that they're going to be left with. Do you like me? Are you going to be nice to me? Are you going to help me? Are you going to listen to me? Are you, I think those are all very typical thoughts that are happening when a child is coming into formal education. And nobody can hold, I mean, the parent is not there anymore to hold their hand. My parents stay, they hang out in the classroom with me. But even if they're there, they can't sit in their child's head and know that that child is saying, who's going to be my friend? Who's going to like me? Is this adult that you're leaving me with? Are they safe? Are they going to listen to my needs? Like my mom does, like my dad does?
You've got a question from Claire Nolan. She'd love to see your book list. Do you have a book? I'm assuming she's talking about dealing with characters of color and diversity, or just a book list for kindergarten?
Well, like I said, I started with Jacqueline Woodson's The Day You Begin, which is brilliant because it is really about like the day you begin. And so here are these, students on Zoom beginning their day, this was their beginning. I love Dreamers by Gigi Morales. Again, it's about a mom. If you don't know that book, it's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. She illustrated it as well. It's about a mom who's an immigrant, and she comes with her young baby son, and they're kind of just really alone, and she didn't speak the language, and she's feeling very isolated. And then they discover the library, and so that library is their bridge into this new world. Yeah. And life, not even just this new world, but life. And so it's, again, it's a great thing to start kindergarten with, because if you're really trying to hook kids to literary works and I'm really interested in I really want my children to leave me expecting to be heard. And so it's a really great book about books and voices and telling your story. I like Carmela Full of Wishes. I can't remember who wrote it, unfortunately, but it's about a little girl, and she can't really, there's so many good books. It's a great book because very, 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 it's very subtle, and you have to really listen, but this child is home. I mean, I think they're experiencing, I'm not sure if they're experiencing homelessness or they're experiencing economic difficulties, and the father has a hard time with employment. But it's so subtle that it's not a story about that. It's a story about this little girl and her birthday wishes. So that's one of the ones.
Matt de la Pena.
What's that?
It's by Matt de la Pena.
Thank you. And I think
you're going to have to put a list on your website, okay?
Right.
That would be a good thing
when I get to my website.
When you get a moment.
Yeah.
Okay, what is this song that you talked about?
Oh, it's just really little, and it's not even my song. I mean, it's my words, but it's, as a teacher, I take other people's songs, music.
Do you want that first, or do you want me to? I was going to conclude things. But do you want to do that first?
You can conclude things, but do I have any children on? I'm seeing a lot of adults that I know. Did the children leave? Because this is really a children's song. So I don't really know if adults like, but Valerie, if they don't want to be there, don't make them be there.
Oh,
there is.
They just got bored with the adult talk part.
I
totally don't. I don't blame them. Which is why I was thinking, we should have done song for us. All right, quick song, but probably a very young song for you. But it goes like this: Where is little one? Where is little one? Here I am. Here I am. How are you this morning? Very well, I thank you. Crawl away. Crawl away. Where is Orange? Where is Orange? Here I am, here I am. How are you this morning? Very well, I thank you. Flit, flutter, swoop, fly away. Flit, flutter, swoop, fly away.
Oh, good.
It works for small children, not so much when you're 9 and 10.
Well, thank you so much for reading us that wonderful story, Zeena, and for
Thank you for having me.
And we hope you'll be back when you get your next book out, or when you meet your illustrator. And remember, everyone, you can buy a copy of Hello Little One either from our store or order it through our website using the link that's in the chat. It's at the top of the chat. Can you all see it? Anyway, you'll get them again in a follow-up email. Let me take this moment to remind you that next Saturday is Independent Bookstore Day all over the country. And your local indie bookstore will likely be offering special merchandise and activities just for that day. And we encourage you to show your support. At our store, along with other things and some special deals and prizes, we'll be celebrating the 90th anniversary of The Little Engine That Could. And offering several related activities for the kids, probably out on our front porch. Anyway, again, thank you, Zeena. And
thank you. And thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for coming. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And all of you stay safe and well. And I'll, if you're interested in these kinds of things, sign up for our newsletter on our website, and you'll know about other virtual story times, okay? Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.